Hello my brothers and sisters, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello and welcome, and please click that like button, that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell so you always know when I post a new upload. And if you're returning, welcome back guys! So in today's video I'm going to go through what to pack for a long weekend trip on your motorcycle. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. So I'm going to flip. Okay, so this is majority of what I pack. Ignore the books. So I would always go for a 30 or 40 kilogram rucksack. I can fit a lot in that bag, you'd be very surprised. And if you do have a rucksack, make sure you have something that can make you visible, especially if you tie it, or if you do wear it on your back. I personally tie it to the back of my motorcycle on assist bars because it can get quite heavy, and it also depends on how far you go, but always make sure you are visible, because you could be lit up like a Christmas tree and you still get hit by someone who turns around and says, "I didn't see you." So I always take spare straps. These are the strongest straps. I've had these for, oh goodness, I've had these since 2020 now, and they're still going strong. I got these off Amazon. I think I'll put a link in the description for you. These are pretty sturdy. You can detach them on and off. They're actually a very good make, actually. So I recommend these straps. I always take spare straps. If I'm not using my rucksack, I will be using these babies. These are my saddle bags, and these are made for cruisers. You can actually put them on any type of bike. I mean, I have actually put them on top of my current, oh goodness, the courtesy bike. I've actually put them on my courtesy bike just to see what they're like, and they actually do fit. It's just that you need to rearrange them accordingly. And goodness, I mean, in these I can basically fit 40 litres in each. And they're pretty good. I've got locks on them, as you can see, so if you're a bit skeptical like I am, put locks on them. Stop people from rummaging in there. Not that anyone does, especially if you're in a big biker group. So those are the types of bags I will use for a long weekend. It depends on how much I'm taking. If I'm doing a lot of video editing, I will take my saddle bags. If I'm not doing a lot of video editing, the rucksack would be my go-to, because it's just one object and I can put so much stuff in there. It's like a game of Tetris for me. Ignore the teddy bears. So I always make sure I have a portable power bank. I know you can get one smaller than these, but I've had this since 2020. It's pretty good. I always have that in my tank bag. Now the reason why I always take a tank bag is because if I'm going somewhere I've never been to, I like to have a sat nav just in case, so my phone would slot into that little slot there, and I can put my power bank inside. You know what, I'm not even going to bother opening it. I'll put my power bank inside and attach it, and then it'll just sling out of here, and I can attach it to my phone and, well, charge my phone as I'm watching where I'm going. Now, if you obviously take a lot of chargeable stuff, have anything that's basically like this wire, for example. I've got this nice little bag here. You can get these off the market, like £1 or something. I also got, sorry, I'm doing this with one hand. I've also got one of those just to keep them all into place, so that when I'm trying to get hold of something, I'm not rummaging through, untangling wires and wasting time. It's just there, ready to go in a nice little bag. So I recommend having that in your tank bag, or even in your rucksack, or in your saddle bags. So I do recommend taking those. So that to me is obviously essential. So that's the bags out of the way. Right, so depending on obviously if you're a man or a woman. I mean, I'm a woman, or at least last time I checked I am. I'm going to be taking things that majority of people don't take. For example, my makeup, my fingernail kit, because my nails have got longer and I like to keep them clean. So guys, men, anyone who identifies or whatever you identify as, if I'm going over girl stuff, ignore me, and let's just crack on. Right, I've learnt from a lot of lessons to always have waterproof trousers. Again, I got these off Amazon. They're about 25 to 30 pounds. Comes in a nice little bag. They're windproof and waterproof. I was in windy torrential rain riding my dad's moped up to Guildford in early in the morning, and these things kept me dry. No joke, kept me dry. So always take waterproofs with you. If you can fit them, take them. Even if it says it's going to be boiling hot, I would always take them, because if I don't have them, I will need them. And if I need them, I don't have them. So that's that one done. I take a cover, that's the motorcycle cover. It's only a cheap little thing. I literally just got the biggest one, extra large cover size, because obviously I've got a cruiser. I always take that. One, keeps your bike nice and dry, and two, it actually acts as like a nice little cover. People seem to, like, I don't know, it acts as like an invisibility cloak. People tend to ignore things underneath a motorcycle cover. So I always take those, and yes, I fit them in this pocket here, in the front pocket there. I always manage to fit those. Again, game of Tetris. So that's those out of the way. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this is obviously my essentials. I like to pack those in there. So that's my bathroom, that's my shower kit. I always have wet wipes handy. I don't know about you guys, but I like using packing cubes. Like, I put my toothbrush and toothpaste in there, a little bit of mouthwash, and any floss. Please don't neglect your gums. I like to use packing cubes. I mean, I always put like my small items in here. Like, for example, if I'm going on a long trip, I will put all my tops and my underwear in here, and my heavy stuff I would put in the great big one. But if I'm going on a small trip, I would tend to not use this one, but I would use this great big one, and I would fit so much in there, it's unreal. So I tend to fold things up a certain way, like into a square, or I'll roll it up like this, for example. So this is my pair of jeans. I like to roll them, because I found that if you roll them, it stops creases, and plus it gets into the bag a lot easier. Now, when it comes to clothing, now you're going to be wearing a pair of jeans up there, most probably wearing your waterproofs over the top in case it's raining. So you're going to be wearing a pair of jeans. I always like to take a spare. I mean, yeah, if you're going for a 3-4 day trip, I like to take a spare, and even just a pair of leather trousers. And I usually take about 3 pairs of t-shirts, just in case one gets ruined, or you know, it was always nice to have a couple of pairs of t-shirts. And t-shirts are so easy to pack. You can flat pack them quite nicely, and flat them down. They're quite easy to do. Sometimes I do take a typical woman. I'll always take a very nice top with me. If we're going out to a pub or dinner, I like to wear a nice top over a nice pair of jeans, and etc. But for you guys, I've noticed that men like to wear a really nice top, and exactly the same, so there's no shame in it. Obviously, I'll take my hair straighteners, my makeup kit. Now, girlies, I do recommend these little packing cubes you can get on Amazon. I mean, I'll have all my makeup in here, for example. It would all fit in there, and it's pretty nifty. I always take, this is my nail kit. Now, men, please don't neglect your nails. If you've got a pullover and you've got to do a couple of tinkering to your motorcycle, your nails are going to get pretty dirty, and it's always good to take a kit and clean them up nice, so that when you are handling your food at night, you're not got any black greasy stuff in there getting onto your food. I mean, it's a nice little kit. I got this from Superdrug, actually. It was not too bad price. I think I got that for like underneath a tenner, to be fair. So that's the makeup kit. It'll all go in there, and again, it's flat packable. once I do that up, it literally flat packs it, and I can just slot it inside into my main thing. And this would obviously slot inside to the main packaging bit. So I highly recommend having packing cubes, because then when you go to your hotel, you can literally just yank this out, etc. You can just yank that out, you can yank this out. So you have to pull over and get to something, you can push them out the way, you can get to things much more quicker. And so that's why I always recommend packing cubes, because it just makes things so much easier. And I always make a list. I mean, that's usually the list I take with me. So if I'm doing a lot of videoing, I will have my laptop with me so that I can transfer stuff off of my my video recorder, as most of you guys see. If it's just a 3-day trip, I usually take a spare SIM card and just swap those over, just so that it saves room, less weight to carry around, and it's just easier to travel with, really. But so yeah, that's my makeup. My moisturiser, this is my favourite. Nom. Oh, Neom. It's just it's blush rose with lime and black pepper. It's actually really nice. Guys, don't neglect your skin. Your skin's your biggest organ in your body, don't neglect it. But I always have moisturiser with me, because if it does rain, well, it's, I don't know, my skin dries out and it's not nice. Essential, this is a Lady Shave. I do love a Philips Lady Shave, but obviously most people take razors, etc. I prefer the Lady Shave because it's much softer on your skin. I mean, guys, I know when you shave your beard or you trim it, you use those really nice those nice face shavers. They're actually really good on your legs too. Well, not that guys shave their legs, but if you do, kudos to you. So, and yes, don't worry, it all does fit in a 40-litre bag, trust me. Tetris. If any of you have ever played Tetris, it really comes in handy. So I would fit all my essentials in there quite nicely. So you would have obviously the toothpaste, and I'd squeeze those in there. Like this would go into the sides, and my my hair straighteners will be wrapped up in a heat-proof mat. And it would go into this side, and then I'd slot my clothes in. Literally, it's so easy. It's even easier when you have these. I mean, when you have this, it's so much easier. You can pack so much in here and still have loads more room, especially if it's a long weekend. And the best thing to do is most of the time you won't need a lot for a long weekend. Just spare t-shirt, a spare set of trousers. Make sure you have your waterproofs, deodorant. You just basically your basic essentials, like your deodorant, your cologne, perfume. Girls, if you wear makeup like I do, makeup, wet wipes, and guys, use some wet wipes too. So when you're doing work on your motorcycle, I always have like a spare little kit of tools with me, just in case. I slot them. Oh, right, sorry, dropped my phone. I need to get a better camera. Right, so I would always slot my tools in here. So I've got a tool in here, I've got a pressure gauge just in case, I've got, oh, those are for my camera. So I'd have those with me. I'd also have my my padlock in there. So not my padlock, my so I'd have this, my screamer, tucked away in there as well. So when I'm riding, a lot of like little handy tools would be on my tank bag, or it would be tucked away in this section or in my saddle bag. So I always take extra tools with me. So that's why having wet wipes comes in handy. If you're on the side of the road and you've not got nowhere to wash your hands afterwards, wet wipes come in handy, and again, it keeps your hands clean. I like to keep my hands clean. And typical girly girl, I know, but guys, come on. I know men don't like having their hands dirty either. So yeah, that is literally it, guys. That's literally all you need. I mean, for the men, you take a little less. I mean, unless you really like taking care of your skin and you really like grooming yourself, always have those essentials with you. And please take moisturiser. If if it's like today, for example, when I went away on my trip, it can get wet, it can get dirty, it can get windy. So I really recommend that you don't neglect your skin, basically. Just don't neglect your skin. And just, it's nice to have those with you. So again, you rather have it than not need it, than need it and not have it. So that is literally all you take. You don't take too much. I mean, it's a long weekend. If you're camping, you're going to take a little bit more stuff with you. So I will link, I think it's FDA's Adventures. I will link the guy. He camps all over the US, in the snow, in the rain, anything, anywhere, in the middle of the woods. He literally camps everywhere. So I will link that below, and you can see what he takes when he's camping for a short trip. If you're like me, excuse me, if you're like me and you like being in a hotel with a decent shower, a decent toilet, don't get me wrong, some of these campsites do have nice facilities, but I can't sleep if I'm camping. I will literally be awake. I would stay awake all night because I'll be constantly on edge. So that's why I'm in a nice hotel, like somewhere like the Premier Inn, Travelodge, or just a local B&B that's nearby, just so I've got a decent shower, a decent toilet, decent bed. I'm a girly girl. I love my comforts, and camping is just not for me. So no thank you. Oh, and I wanted to add on that if you're one of the girls, make sure you've got a decent hairbrush with you, because riding a motorcycle is not exactly nice on the hair. It tangles, especially if you've got it out. I like to tuck my hair in to minimise as much knottiness as possible. So make sure you've got a decent hairbrush that will brush those knots out nicely, and also take care of your hair. And guys, it's the same with you. If you've got really good epic beards, have a decent comb with you so you can comb it out and just take care of yourself. But please don't neglect your skin, don't neglect your hair, don't neglect looking after yourself whilst on the motorbike, because if you're not taken care of, you're going to be run down riding a beast, and it is just not going to be safe, guys. You need to be safe. So I believe that is it. Again, sorry about dropping my phone. You just drop it through halfway through. No, again, that's literally all you need. You don't need a lot. And if you're packing for a big trip and you lay everything out, usually you only need half the stuff you've laid out. I always take a spare t-shirt just in case anything. So for example, you're out and some poor waiter pours something down you by accident. That happened to me last year when I was on a run. And thankfully my t-shirt, well, the shirt I was wearing was quite what's the term? It was that type of material that dries really quick, and it was quite dense, so it wasn't thick or anything like that. So that dried out really quick. But again, if someone pulls something down you, you've got a spare t-shirt to wear the next day. It's just in case. I always like to have something just in case. The same with having a spare pair of jeans with you, because jeans actually last. They're quite durable, especially if you get nice quality jeans. Like for example, I like getting my jeans from Mint Velvet, River Island, because they last, they're good condition, they're good quality. And so when I have those, if anything happens, say for example you go for a really nasty terrain and you forgot to put your waterproofs on, and then mud splatters up you. It's just, it's nice to have a spare pair of jeans or a pair of leather trousers just to have with you, just in case that happens. Yeah, it's only a couple of days riding. Nothing might not happen, but again, better to have it and not need it, and need it and not have it. So I'm going to leave that here because it's going to be long enough. It's literally all I take. And guys, you've got you're probably not going to take half the crap I'll be taking, like hair straighteners or anything like that. No, I mean I've got hair to look after, and I've got to stay at that. So without further ado, I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Take care. Bye.